Question 9, the last question on the paper. This is just a question, no problem solving. It's just about, are you able to convert a recurring decimal to a fraction in its simplest form? And there's a trick to this, and it involves using algebra. I say that x equals this original decimal that we've got here. So in this case it's 0.23 recurring. So I'm going to write that out as 23333, etc. Now the trick here is I need to get the same string of numbers after the decimal point in order to be able to convert this to a fraction. Now this is the recurring part. I want the recurring part to begin immediately after the decimal point. I will say that again. I want the recurring part, so in this case it starts with a 3 and it just threes, to begin immediately after the decimal point. Well, how can I achieve that? I can times it by 10. 10 lots of x is therefore equal to 2.33333. Now if I take these away, I'm not going to be left with a whole number. I want to be left with a whole number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another, I'm going to do another multiple here, but which will also have the same string of numbers after the decimal point. So if I say 100x, that is 23.33333, etc. Okay, so now I've got the same thing after the decimal point. So if I subtract them, I will end up getting rid of my recurring part after the decimal point. So if I take my 100x and I take away my 10x, and what have I got? I've got 90x. And what does that equal to? Well, 100x was 23.33, etc., etc. And 10x was 2.33, etc., etc. So when I subtract them, this is going to disappear. This is the same after the decimal point, so I don't have any decimal here. And I've got basically left with 23 take away 2, which is 21. I've got 21 here. So 90x is 21. So I can now convert it. If 90x is 21, all I have to do is divide both sides by 90 to get what 1x is. 21 over 90. Now be very careful. It says in its simplest form. You're so pleased with yourself for getting to this point. You're delighted with yourself. And you've done well. You've got 2 marks. To get that last mark, you need to put it in its simplest form. These both share factor of 3, don't they? They share 3 as a factor of both 21 and 90. So I can simplify that down to 7 out of 30 by dividing both the top and the bottom by 3. And there's my answer, because it can't be simplified any further. 7/30.